So a few people are trying to figure out, ask me about how I created these tabs here, as you can see on a Canvas course. These tabs are just for showing large amounts of information that kind of belong on the same page. You don't want the kids to keep going to the next page, the next page, the next page. But here there's 4 sources that students are going to be reviewing. So how do I do that? And I wanted to just go over that. It's pages like this. I find a lot, especially in AP classes where you have a lot of readings. There's those tabs that you see, and then there's another type of page. I'm just paging through that AP U.S. Government and Politics module for the week that I just created. But there's also, beyond tabs, you can have these, what we call like accordion type lessons. And this one right here is corroboration. You can see instead of tabs across the top, I have this accordion, so I can either expand and see all the sources that the students are going to be reviewing. I could collapse them all and then just look at a single one at a time. And these are both done the exact same way. So I'm going to go over how to do that. And the first thing I'm going to do is just create a new page. And I'm just adding a page to Canvas. And I'm going to call it delete because I want to make sure I delete this. Okay. And when you go ahead and start the page, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And now I'm going to go ahead and edit it. And the reason I'm doing that is you can see here on the upper right, when I go back to edit, it launches the tools, the design tools. And in the design tools, you can see that there's an option called Add Advanced Elements. Now, if you don't have Add Advanced Elements, you can click on that wheel to the right, okay? And you can select your comfort level as advanced, and that'll go ahead and bring it up. So if you don't see Add Advanced Elements, you go to the wheel tool, settings, and you say that your comfort level is advanced. And then it will ask you what kind of things do you want. And I have, in this case, you'll want to make sure that you add advanced elements like accordion tabs. So accordion tabs are basically what I'm doing here. That's the same thing as the file folders, and the accordion tabs are all the same thing. So make sure this is on. So again, settings, make sure you say your comfort level is advanced, or you can even say intermediate, but advanced gives you a lot of options. And then just make sure you have accordion tabs on, okay? And when you're done, you just go ahead and X out of that. And then you should see on the right here, the Add Advanced Elements. So let me go ahead and add an advanced element, and I'm going to choose, in this case, I'm choosing my quotes at the top, accordions and tabs. Now I'm going to add it wherever my cursor is. So I put my cursor there, and I go ahead and say I want to add it as a cursor. I honestly don't even know what add as a block is, so I ignore it. So I'm going to add it at my cursor. Okay, so I'm adding it at my cursor. And it will ask me on the right-hand side here for a panel heading. And this is where you saw in my earlier pages that these were sources. So this was source 1, but it could be whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. And if I want to add another one, I would choose add panel, and I might call it source 2. But again, these are just panel headings. So these are what it's going to look like when the kids click on it. And I'm going to add one more panel, and I'm going to call it source 3. Okay, and when I'm done, you can come over here, and I could actually now put in, if somebody clicks on source 1, a student, I could cut and paste that entire document that you saw. So there could be an entire document that's here. It could be an image. So you could actually just go ahead and same thing, embed an image. It's the same thing that you would do normally when you're editing a page. But it looks weird right now. It won't look weird when I save the page. So let's just say source 1 is my name. First one is my birthday. Again, this could be pictures or whatever it is. And then in this case, I'll actually put a picture in there. I'll embed an image from Canvas that I have. And I'm just clicking on an image, and this is an assignment. Okay. And I'm going to hit update. Okay, so now I've got all my accordion tabs set up, and they can have content underneath them. And then when I'm done, I'm going to say save. Now the way this is looking right now, you can see that it doesn't look like anything special. And that's because when I go back to my edit, that's all set up now. When I go back to edit and the tools launch up, I'm going to go back to my advanced elements and I'll go back to accordion tabs. And you can now choose to have, right now you can see it says none. You can choose for it to be an accordion, which is what you saw on my second page where kids could expand or collapse, or you could use tabs, which you saw on my first page. So let's take a look at tabs. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I don't have to make any changes. I can change it later on. If I don't like tabs, I can change it to something else. So here are the tabs. And you can see by clicking on the tabs now, I have the 3 different things I put in. Well, let's say I don't like that. I'm like, I really want, I'd rather have like an accordion style. I go back to edit. The tools will launch. I'll choose, again, add advanced elements, choose accordion and tab, and maybe I want to make it an accordion. Okay, accordion is actually expanded all the time, and then you could collapse it. I like expander. I believe that's the one where you can, the kids can actually say expand all or collapse all. Yeah, so you can see this is the expander. So again, when you look at this, it's a great little option. If you don't, and again, if you don't like this, go back to edit. It's going to launch the tool. You'll choose advanced element, accordion and tab, and we'll just do accordion. I'll show you what that looks like. I love it because you don't have to make any changes. You can try out 3 different styles. Okay. So this doesn't have the expand all, collapse all on it. So you can't expand all 3 at the same time. So this might be better in some cases if you don't want all the sources at the same time expanded. So, okay, so that's basically it. I thought that it's such an easy thing to do and it's so helpful and it really helps to organize lots of content on a page because I found myself creating like 10 pages for kids to go through to get a bunch of content. Now I can really put a lot of it on a single page and just use this feature here. So hope that's helpful.